Okay, so maybe you noticed in the performance on her back, she was wearing a little backpack where, I'll show a picture of it. This is Mika and mine website we've just started building where we're documenting our projects. I have videos, pictures on here. But, yes, here you can see on her back, there's a little backpack that she's wearing. And it was connected before here to a little vest that she was wearing underneath the top. So this was coming out of her back, and here these plugs were plugging into the plugs on her top. And then inside, we decided to make this separate from the garment because we could wash this, but we can't wash this. Everything that's in here could be separated if she got sweaty and we wanted to wash the clothing. So these two plugs from here come up here and here. And they plug into a multiplexer here because we're working with a lily pad, which is an Arduino that was developed by Leah Buccelli. Okay, I think that's how you pronounce her name. But it only has, I think, 5 analog inputs, but we had, I think, 16 sensors on the body. So we used 2 8-channel multiplexers. Here the plug would plug in here, and so that's how we could get all the inputs through this microcontroller. Yeah, this was the power supply. We used 2 9-volt batteries that are in here, and they're stepped down to 5 volts because the lily pad runs on 5 volts, and the other one we used to send 5 volts into the sensors so that we could measure the resistance, how much would come back after they were being pressured or not. Yes, and then from the lily pad there's a connection here, and actually there's a Bluetooth module that plugs in here, and I think I forgot to bring that. But it's one from SparkFun, it's called Blue Smurf, and it's pretty easy to use. But now we've discovered XBs, and I think they're better in range, and they're smaller. So in the next version we're using that. But so there was a Bluetooth module here, and yeah, the inputs, the lily pad would just pass on the information to the laptops that had Bluetooth, and we had a Max Touch. This was also the first time we worked with Max, and I did less of it, but I had to use it in the end. Mika did a lot more of it. But so basically, this is the Bluetooth coming in here. So I think Bluetooth was port D on the computer that we had it. So this would be the Bluetooth setup. And then here, these were the original inputs from the sensors, but of course you want to kind of threshold them because at some point you get a lot of noise. They're very sensitive at the beginning, or you want to have them, you want to cut off the bits of it. They don't have the full range. You want to cut them so that the range they do have scales it to a full range. And then this input, which was after it being cleaned up, would be coming in here, and this would be the range of the sensor. Actually, here this is where I could threshold it. So this red bar would be the sensor. I'll show you later live some input, and it would be moving up and down if she's bending. But I could here set a threshold and say I only want to listen to this. Then this thresholded value would come in here, so it would be moving here, and it should be moving the full scale. And then here I could set a threshold to trigger at. So I could say if you bend her elbow, when it goes past this, it should trigger. And then here I could pick which this was related to this one. I could pick it should trigger the thimble. And this was then all sent out in MIDI signals to the robotics setup at Lemur, which is the place that makes the robot. So it was very easy to interface with. We just had to send, they had their own protocol of which instrument was which MIDI signal. We just had to send it. So yeah, that could be done for all of them. Yes. And I can show you some of their robots too. This was that they had a xylophone, a lot of this was the guitar bot, which was one of the nicest ones from the sound, or most interesting for us. Yeah, these were just some